Hey, everybody. It's the Intercot Insider Live, brought to you by our sponsors, Magical Journeys, Intercot's official travel agency, and the Disney Vacation Experts, and also the official Ticket Center for tickets to your favorite Central Florida theme parks and attractions at discounted rates. And with me tonight, I've got the crew, Carolyn from Canada.
Hello.
Good evening, Carolyn.
Hi.
And Jason from somewhere, undisclosed location, somewhere in the Midwest.
Yes.
Yeah. And Grumpy. Somewhere.
Somewhere in Philadelphia.
who's had his turmoil.
Technical difficulties this evening.
Yeah, we would have been online at 8.
Yeah, except for right.
Grouchy man.
Exactly. But Ian ruins everything.
Yeah, Microsoft is my nemesis. I don't like them. They're bothering me.
Indeed. Yeah. Apparently, Ian had some Windows updates and tried to plug and unplug and tried the laptop, and now we're at a weird angle. But it's flattering.
We have a nice view of your elbow.
That's good. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
it's a good thing I
like that.
Moisturized earlier.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I mean, the good news is people know I'm nuts, so this won't really surprise anybody.
Well, and there you have it. So, and we've got 3 out of 4 Intercot T-shirts tonight too.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Jason.
Yeah, I went Jungle Cruise Skipper Chic. Sorry, it's my Jungle Cruise Skipper shirt.
Oh, that's good.
Very nice. So we figured it was a good night to tape. I'm in the nation's capital right now, not in the usual podcast setup and everything, but a good quiet location. So that's a good thing. And also, Carolyn's just back from Walt Disney World. So we've got a bunch of topics to get to tonight, but I thought maybe at first we would go to the nation of Canada and kind of see sort of what was going on. What were some of the highlights of your trip? What were some of the new things you saw? What's going on in the world? Kind of a little pulse update.
In the WDW world. We had a great trip. I went down there with my kids and my sister Jennifer, you guys know, with her kids, and then our oldest sister Kelly with her kids. So we had a pretty good sized group. And there's Kelly Schuyler. That's my sister Kelly, and her son Zach had an opportunity to have lunch with an Imagineer. So he wants to be an Imagineer one day, and he's been really curious and talking to a lot of cast members about how you go about it and the college program and all of that kind of stuff. And he tried and tried to get in, but they only do these lunch with the Imagineers once, just every in the blue moon. So he kept calling and calling, and finally there was a cancellation for one. So he's 14 years old.
Cool.
His name's Zach, but he got the one last spot just like in a couple weeks beforehand. There he is, Zach. He's commenting hello. So he got to have lunch with, and I'm going to pull up his name here just because it's a little bit funny pronounced. Let me see. He had lunch with an Imagineer named Chad Stocknick. And that Imagineer was a project manager for the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Under the Sea, and he's currently a project manager for one of the attractions at Star Wars at Galaxy's Edge. So had a great lunch. Zach sent a picture of him and Chad that is in our Facebook page, and he also sent a picture of Ian's typing is really loud.
Oh, sorry.
I know.
Still loud?
I was trying to point out to Ian, by the way, that we are on camera. So
I moved my phone
this
away
way.
from that. Oh, I know. I told you.
No, it's coming through your lapel mic.
It's like
Click, 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 click. It's like a train coming down.
I feel like we're going up Slinky Dog Mine Train or something hill.
Sorry.
With the clacks and the stuff.
Hi from Boston.
Hi from Boston. So Zach sent also a copy of the menu that you can get when you're the one that he went to. I think there's a couple different places where they do this Imagineers lunch. He went to the one at the Brown Derby at Hollywood Studios, but it's a really nice lunch. It looks like you can see a copy of the menu, as I say, on our Facebook pictures, and it was $89, but that doesn't include your tax and gratuity. I think Zach was in there for a couple hours anyway. They had a good long time to chat, and so that was one of the little neat highlights that we got to do on our trip, or Zach got to do.
So like, what do you get to like ask questions? And I mean, how in depth is it with the whole lunch with the Imagineer thingy? Or,
as far as I know, and I know Zach's watching right now, so maybe he can chime in a little bit. But I know that they sort of got into like, how did you start? Like, what did you do to become an Imagineer? Where did you start working, and how did that progress into a job at Disney? As I say, they were there for a couple hours. He got a whole bunch of swag from, he got like all these little neat trading cards from Galaxy's Edge with, what do you call it? Like a legend of how you...
Trading cards?
No, you know, like if you see around in Star Tours right now, and I'm sure it'll be all over Galaxy's Edge, they have like a weird written language, and then it translates into like what letter means what letter. Zach just commented... Decoder card, that's what I mean. I was there. Zach says I was in there for about 2 hours, and it was amazing. We got to ask anything we wanted, but he couldn't answer anything that was confidential. So obviously, he's not going to give away
trade secrets.
Trade secrets. But yeah, they had a really good time. So while Zach was having his lunch there, the rest of our gang, we went to Hollywood and Vine, which I've never been to Hollywood and Vine, and so that was something that we did. Our kids are a little bit older, so it was kind of a good thing it wasn't the Disney Junior characters that were there for lunch that day. I don't even know if we would kind of recognize those characters, but they had a thing.
Who's there now? What characters?
Well, normally the breakfast is the Disney Junior, like Doc McStuffins and Jake and the Neverland Pirates. I
don't think any of those are on anymore. That's why I was kind of wondering.
Yeah, well, that's what I've seen advertised. But then they're doing a thing for the summer where it was Minnie, Mickey, Goofy, and Donald and Daisy, and they're all wearing like beach clothes. It was Minnie's like summer sensational beach party or something like that. So we had a good lunch there, and we purposely stayed a lot longer than probably they would want us, but it was just so hot outside, and we were waiting for Zach at his lunch. So that was one neat thing we did. We did get to do the new Toy Story Land, which was fun. Surprisingly, we rode Slinky Dog Dash standby, so we tried to get in the lineup. I'd say an hour and a half before closing time. Of the park. So it was nighttime, but the parks weren't even that busy that night. There was a big thunderstorm. We rode it in the rain, and rain's hitting us and stuff. Yeah, which is always fun. You feel like you're getting hit with bullets. But no, that's a really fun coaster. It's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. Like I thought,
seems to be a common theme with most people who actually have ridden it, that it is a little more intense than they anticipated, but in a good way.
In a good way, but it's super smooth. Like it's not jolted around a lot. It's a lot smoother, like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I found it to be a lot smoother like that. Maybe it's because it's new. But it gets up some good speed, and the little break in the middle where it backs up and then you go again. I like to think of the beginning and that part is like the beginning of Rock and Roller Coaster, but without your face being pulled back. Like it's a pretty good, shoot down the pipe. It's pretty fun. So I really like that.
Slinky Dog has a good cue.
It does. It looks like Toy Story Midway Mania. There's all giant boxes of like track sets, and you can see like the instruction book, and then on the ceiling even there was the package that Slinky Dog would have come in when you got a Slinky Dog. And yeah, it was a cute queue. I really liked it. Jim says it's a great family ride. It totally is. Our group, I mean, my sisters and I are all in our 40s, but our kids go down to the age of I think the youngest in our group is 9. So we had teenagers, we had kids down to 9 years old. We all thought it was great. So we did that. We went in the new entrance of the Midway Mania. There was like a 10-minute wait. So we just scooted on that. That was fine. And we did the Aliens Whirly Whirly Saucers.
Yeah.
Cute.
They're called.
The Twirly Whirly Saucers.
I believe that is the official name. of the ride right there.
Yes. Yeah. So it was good, and we went in at nighttime because I did not want to be standing in August in that land I keep hearing that there's no shade anywhere.
Oh yeah.
So
I've done that.
It just worked out that we made all of our fast passes that evening. We had a fast pass, managed to get one for the alien saucers at like 8 o'clock at night. So the sun was going down, and then it started to rain. So the park cleared out, and it was glorious. So it was nice. It was nice to be in there to see everything lit up, and like Andy's Christmas lights hanging across. It's very pretty at nighttime in there. It looks as though they are closing off the old way down Pixar Place. You remember there used to be the thing that says Pixar Place at the top. They're closing that all off with a gate. So I don't know if they'll ever open that again or if that's just going to be backstage stuff now.
Or whether that'll be another way into Star Wars land or something.
Well, that's the thing. Although we did see while in Toy Story Land, at the back edge of that, it looks like that might be an entrance into Star Wars Land. I don't know. It kind of looked as though there's like a temporary wall there that might become something. So who knows? Everything else, we saw the redhead new scene in Pirates. That was a first for us since they've put that in. She's very fluid. I like how she moves and everything. It's still a little 10 hens for a 10, or what does he say?
Yeah, it's just
yeah, exactly. I mean, seriously, talk about shoehorning something.
It doesn't really make any sense.
Nikki had a question. So
I have one day in October to do either Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios. Which should I pick? Well, I'll tell you, Hollywood Studios, I've heard, and I did it, Toy Story right before closing, you'll get in easily. Okay. Pandora, I feel like at nighttime, unless you have fast passes,
you're out of luck.
You're out of luck. So the way we did it, and I know you only have one day, but if it's a park hopper, I would try and do both. We went to Animal Kingdom the next morning at, I think we got there, I don't know, Zach might still be online. He could say, I think we got there at like, I want to say like 8 o'clock. And by 8:30, the turnstiles, like they weren't letting anybody in except if you had breakfast reservations. We were rammed up at the turnstiles, and at 8:30 we went in, and people start running. And even with that, then you get walked into Pandora, and then you stop, and then they let you walk a little bit further, and you stop, and then you have to go all the way down to the bridge by Africa and do the big U-turn, and then they let you come back. And it was still like 25 to 30 minutes of a lineup, and that's with us getting there that early.
Yep.
So I would say if you have a park hopper, do Pandora in the morning and do Toy Story at night. They're both equally.
Yeah, I would agree with you
they're
there.
equally great, but I mean, Toy Story is just really cute, and Pandora is like, amazing.
Well, I mean, if you're at Animal Kingdom for other reasons, in the evening, it's fine to go over there and check it out. I mean, if you are going to make it a whole day, which rarely most people do, but it's cool to see at night. But yeah, unless you have fast passes, it's going to be, let's just look at this. Let's maybe look in the store. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll get a frozen beverage of some sort or some sort of alien Pandoran beverage, and then we leave. That's about it.
I find Pandora, like, there's glowy things and stuff, but I find it uncomfortably dark at nighttime. I do, and I don't know, maybe my eyes are wonky or something, but I find myself...
Well, you are in your 40s.
Yeah, that's true. It is. I know. You can understand. The ground, the paint on the ground that used to really glow is really faded. And when you get into certain parts, like you come into Pandora and sort of straight ahead is the Navi River journey, and you got to go around to the right to get to Flights of Passage. There's like at that corner, it's stinking dark. And there's a whole bunch of little pathways you can go.
Oh, you Canadians.
But I don't know. I just find it really dark. Like, it's beautiful to be there, but I think it's equally as pretty during the day. So I don't know. I'm probably the only one, but so I don't care if I'm there at night or daytime. I just would rather have shorter lines, so I go in the morning.
I mean, I don't feel that way, but I mean, but I haven't seen it honestly much since it's open. So the whole thing, if the floor not being bioluminescent as it was originally,
no, it's very faded, very faded. I don't know if the sun faded it or all the rain washed some of the paint off, but it's not. When you're walking, you barely notice the ground glowing anymore.
See, that's sad because that was kind of a cool thing. And honestly, I was a little bit surprised, and I think I voiced this in one of our other podcasts when it first opened, that it was just some sort of paint and not some sort of fiber optic-y kind of glowy thing under the ground, sort of like, Epcot.
No, it's
sparkling
just
pavement.
And then with all the black light in the land, that makes the ground glow. You can kind of see it during the day. It on the ground it's just splatters of paint. But it's Justin's saying they need to drop more paint. It's I mean, as I say, it's still pretty. All the plants glow, and there's neat little weird animal sounds in the forest, and that mountain, they have it all lit up nice with the waterfall and stuff. It's beautiful at nighttime. It's 6 and 1/2 dozen the other if I'm there in the morning or at night. So there you go. Jim says if you're a night owl and can wait at Animal Kingdom right before closing, you can ride Flight of Passage with a much shorter wait. It worked for me, but I have no problem hanging at Nomad Lounge right until closing. Yeah, that's true. I have seen. How does dark stink? Is there a candle you can buy?
Yeah, Patty wants to know how dark stink.
Dark. It's
leave it to Patty to ask that question.
Well, they are selling candles with other Disney scents,
right.
So maybe this is a new one. Pandora stinking dark.
Pandora stinking dark.
Yes. Actually, my son was outside the other night, and we had been cooking something, and he says, "Mom, it smells like Pandora out here." And he says it's a combination of stinky Pirates of the Caribbean water and spicy food, and that's the smell of Pandora.
We always
stinky
get it.
Water and food.
We have like a brick oven pizza place not far from us, and every time we're like in the shopping center where it is, and my kids can smell it, they're like, "Dad, it smells like Disney World."
Just because it's a brick oven pizza? What?
Well,
it sounds like Via Napoli or what?
Yeah, like Via Napoli. There's a lot of places, I guess, in Disney World that have that kind of brick oven smell too.
We used to say that places smell. I mean, because we've had this discussion before, but I mean the smells of different rides and things like that. The Polynesian had a very kind of woodsy, wet wood smell sort of to it and to the outdoors. So I can remember moving early in my post graduation career in college, moving into an apartment complex where it was kind of wood on the outside and had wood stairs going up, and it was like coming home to the Polynesian every day.
Aww. Yeah, there's every now and then.
It's funny. I know exactly what smell you're talking about. Like I can smell it right now just thinking about it.
Right.
Yeah, every now and then outside you'll get like a really huge humid rain and that smell of wet dirt.
Yeah, that smell of wet dirt.
And we'll go outside and be like, "Oh, it smells like Florida."
Even like wet steaming pavement, because when the pavement heats up there, it smells like it has a certain smell. Like that smell reminds me too. Yeah. A lot of times when I walk out of the house in the morning, like especially if the kids are with me and it smells that way, we'll all go, "Oh, it smells like Disney World."
Yeah. Well, it's good to see Magical Journeys, our sponsor, checking in, basically saying the Polynesian used to smell like a rainforest.
Yeah.
And, I think when you went in the lobby, especially, you got that was a definite smell.
Yeah.
Wet dirt and plants and milk. Yeah, the Jim Lawler mildew smells a lot better. It's true. That stinky, dank water smell that if you smell that in your house,
you smell that in your house, you'd be running.
Yeah, you're like, "Oh God, a pipe's burst. What do I do?"
Disney World, you're like, "Oh, it smells like Disney World."
Mold and
mildew. I mean, that's no knock on Disney World. In fairness, everything in Florida is moldy and mildewy, so
it's comforting.
That is classic. I mean, smells apparently are a good topic, as Chris Smith checks in and says we bought a stuffed Stitch in the Polly shop, and my daughter doesn't let people smell it because it'll use up the Polly smell.
It'll use it up.
Too many sniffs from the Stitch, and it goes away.
Yeah, I often wonder. We always go up to the lots of Huggen Bears. They smell like strawberries.
Yeah, strawberries. Yeah.
Oh, we'll just take the giant one, stick our face right in, and then put it back on the shelf.
That doesn't
Then you're using up all the smell.
I'm using up the smell.
Now somebody's going to buy that Lotso, and it's not going to smell right because you used up all the smell.
So I think
poor child is.
Patty asks a good question here, which is what's your favorite Disney smells other than dark, of course.
Other than dank water.
Other than dank water, I don't know that I have one other than dank water.
Really? I mean, come on, Horizons, the orange smell.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, historically, yeah, sure.
You could go to.
Oh, I know. Well, I like when we're walking out of the Magic Kingdom and you come down Main Street and you can either go out to the monorails from the left or the right of the train station. And there's that popcorn stand at the right one. Oh, the smell of that popcorn. I think they pump that out at nighttime.
Oh, they do, yeah.
When we're going home. They make a bigger smell of it because every time I leave, I want to get popcorn from that guy. That's my favorite.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be that. Could be the ice cream shop down on the right, where I swear they pump the smell
they
of...
do.
They pump vanilla.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. Vanilla out.
Yep.
That'd be a good one. Any of the smells on Soarin' as well.
Yeah, I like the grass smell.
I like the grass smell too, actually. That would be high on my list.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, wait. No, I haven't. Wait.
No,
Hold on
it
a
smells
minute.
like fresh cut grass in the
No,
elephant.
I'm missing my obvious one.
Well, I'm allergic, but that's...
The burning Rome scene in
That's what I was going to say,
Yeah,
actually. I was going to say
that's the
Rome
no-brainer,
burning.
right?
Yeah.
That's the no-brainer one. Burning Rome.
Well,
Chris,
yeah,
are you sure it's not
smells like
real?
a Slim Jim.
Like, or do you think that it's like there is the real popcorn smell, but then they just
Awkward
add
silence.
to it? They just add to it.
No, it's a smell. Like it's a piped-in artificial
Really?
popcorn smell. Yeah.
well, I think there's some smell
There's
of
gotta be
legitimate
some
popcorn.
from the
I mean,
real
come on. I mean, when you cook popcorn, there is a smell to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't
It's
smell
so-
it like 20 feet away.
But maybe
Right,
think
but
so much
when
of
you're
it.
closer in, I mean...
Oh, yeah. This is a great question. What is going on in the Interventions hallway? Yeah, has anybody ever smelled that interesting?
Oh my gosh! When you go into
Didn't we talk about that?
I don't know. Maybe I
it's
must have
on
missed
both.
it though.
It's on both sides. When you even go into Mouse Gear, that first from the breezeway, you go into Mouse Gear, and
There ain't
oh my
no breeze.
God,
That ain't no breeze.
The sewage apologist.
No privacy at all in
There's
this
a
place.
cast member there whose job is to apologize for the sewer smell.
That's right. They really are there, and
It makes me laugh that
that
they don't just fix it. They pay somebody to apologize for it. Like maybe you could just fix it, you know?
Imagine from their view, people walk in there and their face goes.
Oh, that
this.
must be hysterical. They must just die laughing.
Everybody's face suddenly scrunches up.
I would like make a website if I was them and just take pictures of the people and then post it on the website page.
Seriously?
My sister Kelly just posted. She says the monorails stink.
They do.
Both my sisters think it smells like horse
Feet.
barn.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
Smell
kind of a given, or cat funk. Just, I mean, like litter box.
What?
Like litter
Litter box.
box.
Yeah, you get a little litter box in there. Yeah, it's good. I mean, that's I assume, just all the water that drips off people's umbrellas and gets moldy on the floor, right?
I think there's some of that. I think it's the carpeting, especially.
Heather hates the grass smell, by the way. Well,
oh really? I love
thanks for
that
raining
smell.
on my parade, Heather.
You know the Body
I'm
Shop.
with Heather on that one.
The Body Shop used to make a perfume that was called Fresh Cut Grass, and it really smelled like that. I have to show you this. This is funny. Zach just sent me. He went to the Yankee Candle website and made this, which is called Pandora Stinkin' Dark. There you go.
He's a creative little fella.
Wow, that's fantastic.
There, I'm gonna buy a case of those.
Oh my gosh, that is funny.
Yeah, Patty says she likes this smell on the monorail horse farm and I kind of like.
Smells like a zoo.
Isn't it weird? I'll drive through like backcountry roads and I'll smell the farmers like putting manure on.
You're like, oh, it smells like the monorail.
And I'm like, I actually kind of like that smell. It's like it's country smelling to me. Isn't that weird? But I don't think of that smell when I'm in the monorail. I think it smells like just sweat.
I have a funny story about that, actually. And John can relate to this a little bit. When I was young, we lived in the burbs, and it was pretty burby. But not far away from us, it was rural.
Marymead. No, Freddie Hill was
very rural. So I remember we were going somewhere one time, and my dad had the windows rolled down, and the smell of manure was emanating through the air, and I went, "Oh, what is that smell? That's awful." And my dad, in typical dad fashion, goes, "It's fresh air. You just don't know what it smells like." And for the longest time, I thought fresh air smelled like poop. I was like 4. I was like, people would be like, "We should get some fresh air," and I'd be like, "No, I'm all right. I don't want any fresh air." People thought I was really weird. They were like, "What's wrong with this kid? He doesn't like fresh air."
Well,
people probably still think you're really weird just for different reasons.
Just for different reasons, yeah. They're correct.
No, it is true though. No, I mean we did. We lived around 2 farms, and one for those
and a slaughterhouse, by the way,
in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, would appreciate the shout out to Freddie Hill Farms and Marymead. Not to mention Hatfield Meatpacking. Yeah. Oh, see, now that's a whole different level of stank. Right there, the meatpacking plant.
Yeah, they burn all the leftover stuff.
That's a good smell. My goodness gracious!
Speaking of the monorail,
yes.
Speaking of the monorail being stinky, somebody posted a video shortly after I got back, like maybe 2 or 3 days last week ago. Somebody videoed monorail teal was having a problem. Constantly playing throughout the entire ride. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas.
I wish that would happen.
Stand clear of the doors. It ran the entire time that the monorail was going. It just kept saying it over, and it was like, do you think this is great? Is this the best day or the worst day ever?
I know. There are probably both ends of the spectrum on that.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I feel bad for the poor monorails. Like they're just neglected and abused.
They're so sad.
If they were animals, there would be like a save the fun for them, like.
So should we start a GoFundMe page for the Disney monorails? Buy Disney some new monorails.
Well, except for the fact that Disney has literally billions and billions of dollars to do it themselves,
Well, this is true.
Well, I would be of the camp that I would think that was pretty cool on one trip, but if it kept doing it,
right, then I would be annoyed.
Yeah.
Justin is pointing out, by the way, and Justin is watching as we're doing this, that he thinks on February 19th, 2019, he's going to make a cool 100 because the monorails will not be announced. New monorails.
I got to tell you, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good for Justin. I think he's right.
Are you?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm starting to waver a little bit. When is the next beyond mid-year
announcement thing? When is there like a D23 or something or anything coming up?
Yeah, there is, right? Isn't it coming up in a few weeks actually, right? Isn't it?
Or is it isn't it Destination?
It's not D23. D23's the Expo's next year, but they do whatever they do the year that they don't.
Destination Disney or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
There's Destination in it.
There should be something.
It's like November. It's like November at the Contemporary.
Oh, is it? Is it that? I thought it was in August. I thought they did it the same time that they do. I mean, I don't know. You may be right. I just assumed it was the same time they did.
I feel like they're just waiting for that to make an announcement. They're not just going to announce it just one day. It'll be an event. Yeah, that'll be like at an event.
That's not going to be a blog announcement. That's going to be a worldwide press update.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see. Justin's feeling pretty good right now.
It'll go out on the AP wire.
Well, I'll make a big deal of it. That's for sure.
Reuters will cover it.
Yeah, indeed.
Wesh.
Indeed. So, anything else to report back on during the?
No, just we had a great trip. It was smoking hot, but that's what you get when you go to Disney in
just like
middle of the summer. Oh, thanks.
Wow.
Oh, I will say we were at we got off Space Mountain, and this is a little segue for you, Jason, to talk about the Tron thing. We got off the Space Mountains.
The Space Mountains.
And you don't come out up the little ramp anymore. This is just temporary. We get off the ride, and there's kind of just like a back door that leads outside, and you have a whole walkway with construction walls beside you and up and over bridges, and you're coming around the whole back of the building, and you end up getting to the train tracks, and there's a little crossing guard man, and you have to walk across the tracks, and it's all there. I guess they're working on Space Mountain's exit area and the Tron thing, and I guess coming soon they're going to be closing the train and the speedway.
Yep, that's right. So they did make an announcement recently for Tron. So a couple things they confirmed. They confirmed it will open in 2021, which had been reported, but I don't think that was an official Disney announcement. 2021.
Let's see, 18, 19, 20.
How many babies could you make in that time?
I don't have my app.
This is a family podcast, all right?
I didn't want to talk about the process. I'm just saying the duration is 9 months. You can make a human in 9 months. It takes them 3 years to build a building.
Well, it's taking
Canada's Wonderland is getting a new roller coaster.
I bet you $50. In fact, I'll bet you $100 against the $100. I'll let you hedge your bet against the $100 you lose. I bet you Universal has their entire new park open before Tron opens.
That's true. By the way, we haven't talked about that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that's another thing that just got announced. But sorry, Jason.
No, you're fine. The other thing they announced is it is based or inspired by the Tron Light Cycle Power Run at Shanghai Disneyland. So it's kind of being implied now it won't be a direct clone, and that may not be the name either, because they keep referring to this one as just the Tron attraction or the Tron roller coaster from
the Tronatron.
The Tronatron.
Ultimately, I'm hoping that doesn't mean that it's like a cheaper
It's going to be a cheaper
knockoff.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking, John.
That's the first thing that went right to my noggin.
Yeah.
It'll be like an off-the-shelf Vekoma coaster with like little cutouts of late cycle. It'll be like they'll just move all the neon from Test Track over there and be like,
lots of flashing strobe
Tron.
lights.
It's Tron, everybody.
The one in Shanghai, it's almost like there's two buildings connected by like a bridge, and the roller coaster comes up and over and into the other side, whereas people can walk underneath. But they don't technically need that in our Tomorrowland. They don't need a space for people to walk through, so it may just be all in one single blob. But I have heard. The thing that
makes it cool, though, Carolyn, is that it does kind of cross over some walkways and stuff, and you can walk.
If it was me, I would have made the train go underneath there. But what I have heard is that the walkway, now put your imagination hat on here, when you're looking at Space Mountain, and then there's what used to be the arcade, but now it's the store just to the left of that. Then there's like a skinny little walkway that you can take kind of behind Space Mountain and around to Storybook Circus.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so I like walking back there. It feels very secret.
That little walkway, though, that's basically your only way back to the Tron coaster unless you're coming in through Storybook Circus. So they're thinking of widening that, which then means that the Speedway, it's being closed too, and I've heard that they may shave down that first big, huge, wide turn.
Yeah.
Make that a little bit tighter so that you can widen the walkway. So anyways, that's all up in the air. But
so so what Carolyn was saying is that the Tomorrowland Speedway will close for a portion of 2019. They haven't given an exact closure date. They do say it is so the track can be adjusted, and then it'll reopen in summer 2019. The railroad does have a certain closure date that will be December 2018. The railroad will no longer make the Grand Circle tours, but they will have the train parked at Main Street Station. So guests sounds like they can climb aboard and take different pictures with it. And, you might be able to get up in the engine car. I don't know.
Wait, that's not
but
permanent.
They say there will be, it'll be for a while.
That's permanent. It's permanent.
It'll be a one-of-a-kind photo opportunity, so you've got to imagine they'll do something with
there you go. There's some marketing for you.
So, but that'll close in December 2018.
They'll sell you the picture they take for $49.95.
Of course. But what bothered some folks on Intercot on the discussion boards, they do not say when that'll reopen.
The train?
The train.
Yeah, that's why I asked if it was
clearly
permanent.
It has to be before 2021, one would think, but stranger things have happened. So maybe summer 2019. The way the announcement's written, it's a little vague, but that's.
I'm telling you, it's not going to reopen.
It's going to be replaced by buses.
No, it's going to be replaced by self-driving cars. They'll drive around the outside.
Gondolas.
Ooh, I like
that. It does say temporarily suspend Grand Circle tours. So
okay,
we'll see.
Yeah,
but it's a little odd they didn't give a date for that, yet they gave a date for the Speedway. So that would imply the Speedway track adjustment is less severe than probably the train. I think they're going to have to move the track because you're going to walk. You're going to walk over the track or under the track. So
that's the thing. Is it going to be underneath, like when you go to Disneyland and into Toontown, you go under the track? Maybe
that's
make like a little bridge.
Oh, you might go into some utilidors there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Always remember, you're on the second floor of the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, but I don't know how far back the utilidors go. They may not be back that far. Because remember, that's really not part of the resort right now. Although
there are some sections that it goes under.
Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that they do run back there because I think the cast member parking for Tomorrowland is right behind there, and I think they come in through.
There's doors on the back of the Tomorrowland arcade that are cast member only that I think go down.
So they may have to make the train go up. It might go over like a trestle, kind of like what they did at Disneyland here recently.
Or just a really, really, really steep bridge for people to walk up and over the train.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they have across the road.
Or maybe,
Disney Springs.
Maybe you go up a ramp, the train goes underneath, and at the top of the ramp is the entrance to the Tron coaster. Maybe the entrance to Tron is up high.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
They could actually build Although if they were going to do that, then why reroute the Tron? Maybe just for the construction.
Yeah.
Jim says Ian is right. I don't know about what, but I just like when people say that, so thank you, Jim. You've always been my favorite.
You've always been my favorite, Chris Baum.
You're my favorite Jim Lawler that I've ever met in my life.
Right, exactly. So Tron. Okay, so that's what we've got, Tron. By the way, Chris,
pretty much everything on Tron.
I'll show you this. Yeah, Chris said he loved the outdoor portion of Tron in Shanghai. It was almost its own attraction. So, at the same time, man, when Tron opens, it'd be nice if there were some Tomorrowland updates that tie it in and make it look cooler.
Well, they are. So, I mean, they are repainting all of Tomorrowland very slowly. I mean, they have till 2021.
I want them to bring back the fountains in the front.
Maybe.
I want them to bring back the old loop.
Probably not. The old what?
Tomorrowland.
The old background loop.
Which one?
The new age bubble shuffle behind the waterfall loop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the greatest.
I want them to turn the Speedway into little mini Tron cycles that they let go all at once, so that you're racing the person beside you. And it's good for the little kids that are too little to ride the Tron coaster. They can go on the Speedway version.
I never understood why they didn't buy like $8 shells that looked like Lightning McQueen. You know what I mean? It was such an obvious.
The tie-in is obvious, right? Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, but now that it's going to be Tron, and that's the Tomorrowland Speedway. There's nothing Tomorrowlandy about it.
Yeah.
Right.
There wouldn't even be if it was Lightning McQueen. That's not really Tomorrowland. That's what I'm saying.
You didn't let me finish my plan here, Carolyn. Then it would have been annexed by Fantasyland.
Okay, then that's okay.
That would
then you got to call
the entire problem. It would make the ride relevant again, and it would have eliminated the criticism that it doesn't belong in Tomorrowland.
But it does, because it's the future version of you driving cars.
Right? No, I know. I mean, I get.
You're
that.
not old enough.
But that's
driving race cars.
By the way, Carrie says yes. Bring back the fountains. Clearly, a lady with good taste. Thank you, Carrie.
Obviously.
Ask her if she liked the bicentennial parade.
Okay.
Then Jim won't be your favorite anymore.
That was the best parade ever.
Have you ever seen the Candlelight Processional? I asked her if she's ever seen the Candlelight Processional.
Oh, okay. Well, there are a few people in this world left, that haven't seen it. But then again, you haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life. So
I told you, once you see Candlelight Processional, I'll watch it.
I did.
Oh, I missed that. Actually, I didn't miss that. I just didn't want to see it.
You were on the podcast. What are you talking about?
I'm blatantly lying.
I totally
just don't
saw
want to watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, my goodness. Carolyn said she hasn't seen it.
Oh, I still haven't seen it. I can't bring myself to watch it.
2 out of the 4 people on the podcast have not seen it.
Don't cave in, Carolyn. Don't cave in.
I also have never seen Fantasmic.
I never have either.
What?
I've seen snippets of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Why would you not just at least go?
Because I can't bring my. Maybe I'll go in November.
See it at Disneyland.
I can't bring myself to go and
said,
sit there trying to entertain my kids for an hour and a half beforehand.
You said Fantasmic. I heard Fantasia. I unfortunately have seen Fantasmic.
Okay.
And that is an hour and a half of my life that I will never get
Carolyn, what we'll do is we will go to Fantasmic, and I will download It's a Wonderful Life on
and we'll watch it
while we're waiting for Fantasmic.
Ixnay on the Fantasmic Faye.
Really?
Oh, it's horrible.
But why does everybody like it?
Horrible.
Is
the California one better?
Yes.
Okay, because I see a lot of people like
the California one is better, but the core show is basically the same.
The Florida.
The thing is I hear the audio for
Nikki
it.
has never seen Candlelight Processional. Nikki, I'm surprised by you. I would have thought you would have seen that. And Carrie, yes, I missed the Electrical Parade too.
Of Fantasmic, so I could probably sing along with everything that they're saying, and then Maleficent comes on, Nightmare, Fantasmic, and all that. I've heard it so many times, I've just never seen it. So
you probably listen to it on your iPod or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ian can go to the castle room and watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Perfect.
I don't know the castle room. Oh, you mean Cinderella's castle where the suite is? Yeah, I know.
So I have to tell Ian. Now, Ian, don't forget, this is an audio podcast too. So
I know.
You have to identify the people saying stuff so that it doesn't seem like just random things are blurred.
It's a good point. This is my first video podcast. I'm learning as I go along. I asked John earlier, should we practice? And he said no.
Should we practice?
So we don't need
any practice. No, I'm just bringing that up. We
you also have to remember, John, that I'm reading this on an iPhone, and the font is this big.
I know.
I can't tell. I can see his first name is
Microsoft
Paul.
sucks.
Hi, Paul.
Yes. Hi, Paul.
I can't see your last name. I'm sorry. It looks like IKEA, but I'm pretty sure that's not it.
It's close to that.
Jim Lawler has a good tip. He says just go to the tap house for a bit before the second showing of Fantasmic, and it's much easier to bear.
Yeah, or you could just stay in the tap house. It would be way better. I remember leaving that show the first time I saw it and looking at my wife and just going, why? Why would it? Why? Why is there all this hype about this show? What is going on? It was all
very nice.
Oh, now it's been built up. Now I gotta go see it. All right, I'll do it in November.
You'll like it.
All right, moving on.
You won't like it.
You're not a crabby grouch like Ian.
No, she and I love the same exact stuff. Trust me.
Yeah, we do.
You're gonna hate it.
Oh well, whatever. I'll just sit through it. I sat through that Nemo show at Animal Kingdom for the first time this last trip. I'd never seen that either.
You've never seen that?
No.
Yeah, no. I mean,
the little musical Nemo play.
Oh, I love that. It makes me cry. Yeah, the dad thing gets me every time.
It's cute, and they have
Gary and I saw it together one time, and I looked over, and he was wiping the tears out of his eyes, and I just looked at him, and I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I was wiping one out of the other eye.
I know you get a little sappy,
a little verklempt.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it was cute. I'd still never seen that, so I'm slowly catching up on stuff I've never.
I haven't seen what's the one. No, what was the one that was so Tarzan Rocks I saw, but what was the Lion King show? Yeah. I hadn't seen that until just 6 months ago or something.
Oh, that's good.
That was the first time I saw that.
All the jumping monkeys.
Yeah, that was good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat jumping monkeys.
You don't like it, John?
I just think it's okay.
I actually thought Tarzan was cool with the roller skating. Everybody roller skating. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was a weird show. By the way, I think that's on our YouTube page. If you want to go to youtube.com/Intercot, I think
you can hear
somewhere
Ian
in the
typing.
videos. Yeah, I know. Ian's going there now.
I was going right there. Yeah, I mean, you told me to go.
It's somewhere in the videos. I believe we have Tarzan, the Tarzan show. Jeez. Holy crap.
That sounds like the old-timey,
Really?
1990s movies, The Hackers. And then they type it.
It's my typewriter. It's my electric typewriter.
You're going to hear
They type it and then they go, we're in.
My God. Yeah, that's it. We're in. Okay, we're in.
We're in.
Matthew Broderick in War Games.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to play a game?
No, that was a reference to Dinosaur. Like
Dinosaur.
when he's
yeah.
And about that password.
Dr. Seeker. Yeah.
About that password here.
We're
in.
Yeah.
We're in. Hello there.
Hello.
And Mrs. Cosby.
With his denim shirt and tie.
I know,
Classic.
I love that guy.
Classic
I love him.
90s.
Yeah, John's a big Dr. Seeker guy.
I'm Dr. Seeker.
Is that his name?
Marsh.
Yeah, this is Seeker. Yeah, his Seeker, isn't it? Yeah, and it's Dr. Marsh.
Yeah, Dr. Marsh is Mrs. Cosby, right?
Mrs. Cosby,
yep.
right.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan because I met him in person, and he thought it was.
By the way, it's not Mrs.
Seeker?
Cosby.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Oh, you're right. It is. It's Mrs. Huxtable.
Yeah, especially not right now.
I just offended everyone on the podcast by even mentioning the last name Cosby.
What is her real name?
Felicia Rashad.
Felicia Rashad.
She was married to Ahmad Rashad. I don't know if she still is or not.
Okay. All right. So
Isn't she a football person?
Let's steer clear of that, right?
Actually, she used to be Felicia Ayres Allen, didn't she? Or was that what she was after? I can't remember. Or maybe I'm just confusing her with somebody
married
else.
to Byron Allen?
No. She doesn't marry only football players.
Ethan Allen, the furniture designer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the American Patriot. Somebody on the show must know what her name was.
Jason, save us, please.
Ethan
Does
Allen
anybody know
really an American Patriot?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was
How do I pivot from this?
I don't. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. Anyway,
there's nowhere to go but up.
Well, sounds like we need some food for thought. And guess what?
Oh, there we go. Oh, that was.
That's great.
All right. So the food and wine festival menus are out. All the booths. There's quite a few of them, as always. So we're not going to read off every item to you. That would take a very long podcast. A few things, or at least one I saw that was kind of interesting. There's going to be a whole Cronut booth this year. So there's there's a whole bunch of countries, and then there's going to be the country of Cronuts or something. The Republic of Cronuts.
Okay.
So that'll be there'll be Taste Track, I think will be the name of it. So it'll be over by Test Track.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's a very original name, Taste Track.
Taste Track.
Yep. So they'll have, of course, they're really croissant donuts here since Cronut is trademarked. But they'll have cinnamon, chocolate, and marshmallows, chocolate hazelnut cream with sprinkles, like that's a flavor. So there'll be all those different varieties there. Plus, the other food item there that caught people's attention is a pancake milkshake.
Ooh, I've had one of those before.
Have you?
Yeah, they're good, actually.
Is it
tastes exactly what you would
batter?
think it would taste like. It tastes like, no, it tastes like a pancake with butter and syrup.
Oh, all right.
So does everybody know what a cronut is?
I do.
I mean, seriously, this is a legitimate question, whether folks in the audience and
I know
whether,
that they have them at the exhibition, which is like our big fair. I don't know.
Essentially, it's a combination between a croissant and a donut.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, they're thicker, they're light, they're fluffy, but donut-y at the same time.
Oh. And then when you say it's like a chocolate and marshmallow, is that like a sauce on top, or is it a flavor built right in?
It sounds like that would be maybe something on top.
Oh, thought maybe it'd be filled or something like that.
I'm kind of guessing, based on the recent various churros they had, that there will be a base cronut, and then they will prepare it with whatever topping you choose.
Cronut.
That's the way the churros worked. Most of them were a thing, were just a plain churro. Then they could put the different flavors on top of it. No, Jim, not a million calories. There are no calories at Disney.
That's right.
Exactly.
They don't count.
Someone asked in the
have 911 on speed dial just in case.
Someone asked in the chat window about the Dole Whip with rum coming back. I'm looking. There is a Mai Tai with rum and Dole pineapple juice. But I am not seeing the actual. Oh, nope. There it is. Yes, it will be there. It'll be at the refreshment port. Dole Whip with Bacardi coconut rum. That will be coming back. So
which one's the refreshment
port? I think that's the one closer to Canada.
We bought chicken nuggets there. We bought chicken nuggets there.
Yes, it used to be the McDonald's
that's right.
station.
There you go.
Oh,
that's
okay.
exactly what it was.
Yeah, isn't that where they were selling the poutine?
Yeah, I think it's also it's near there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So right. So I mean, and it's easy to remember because geographically on the map, that's where the refreshment port is. You know, northeast of Canada.
Northeast of Canada.
It's not a real country.
Unlike
that's Iceland.
I was going to say, unlike in real life where there's nothing northeast.
Right.
Of Canada.
Right. Newfoundland.
No, that's southeast, but good try.
That's south. All right, I tried. I'm actually geographically challenged, so you're lucky I got it.
That's okay. That's
like
right.
most Americans.
Yes.
Not Disney challenged, but geographically challenged, indeed.
Yeah, don't ask me for directions even at Disney. I'll just give you random. I'm a landmark person, so I can tell you landmarks,
me too.
But I'm not going to be
drive to the Wawa and turn left.
That's the Target. I know where that is.
Yeah. When you see the Walmart, you've gone too far.
Right.
Actually, I get all turned around in Epcot because I think the American Adventure should be north, but that's
right.
Because I'm walking in and that straight ahead must be north.
I missed part of that, but okay. You cut out mid-sentence there.
The best part was you were stopped like this.
I'm saying that when I always think of the American Adventure as being the north end of the park, so I'm heading north, so that must be innovation.
And again.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yes. It must be the Illuminati. They don't want me talking about north and west.
Or it could just be your internet in Canada.
Yeah, it's that Rogers internet.
Maybe a polar bear bit through your cable line.
So, all right. Okay. So, what other foods we got? Anything else cool coming to the food and?
It looks like a lot of the same countries again. There's a big there's a big push again for these other types of stands. Like there'll be the Almond Orchard again. Will be back again. Not really a country. Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Brewers Collection.
Ooh, there we go.
That might be in the Odyssey again. Right. Canada, the Cheese Studio.
The Cheese Studio?
Cheese Studio.
All right.
China, the Chocolate Studio, brought to you by the Cheese Studio.
That sounds good. China? Wait, did you say China's Chocolate Studio?
China. No.
They're not really known for chocolate.
They're separate.
Okay.
So the Chocolate Studio is a separate one. That one will have, obviously, as one would think, it has two different chocolate dishes, and then tea, oddly enough. There'll be Coastal Eats,
some tea,
which will be Pacific Coastline cuisine. Craft Drafts. I'm not sure how that's different than the Brewers Collection, but all right. That one will focus on American and Florida best breweries.
When you said craft drafts, I instantly got a vision of mac and cheese beer. I don't know why, but I mean, like
that one is just beer.
Yeah. Craft dinner drafts. Or pairing mac and cheese with brew would be good.
Right. There will be Earth Eats again. I know that was there last year.
Right. Earth Eats?
Earth Eats.
Like Earth Angel?
No. It was one of the ones in Future World. No,
it's
you're wrong. It was one of the ones in Future World, I believe, where it's like they focus on healthy, hearty fare. I think they made a big deal last year about it being sustainable, different types of food sources. They don't seem to be mentioning that this year, though. Maybe they gave up.
It's unsustainable this year.
Quit.
Unsustainable.
Yeah, we give up.
One interesting thing to note, though, because for the Flower and Garden Festival this year, the festival center didn't really come back. It closed, and there was all that work on the Wonders of Life. They don't say it's going to be in the Wonders of Life, but they are saying that the festival center will return, because there will be a festival center wine shop. Will be one of the marketplaces, if you will.
Christine wants to know if there's something wrong with putting champagne in France. I guess they don't have it currently, so why would France not have champagne?
Oh,
you would think, right?
No.
Seems logical.
It's only champagne if it comes from Champagne, truly. But
is that right?
Regional thing, yeah.
For some reason, the almond orchard is where they put the champagne. She says, "Okay, that seems strange."
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to agree with her on that one.
Used to be, you're right. There used to be like a champagne booth. I think they kind of the Chocolate Studio kind of replaced that. I think because there used to be like like chocolate and champagne. Yeah. Let me look for something though. The almond orchard actually has champagne at it. So there's like 3 different types of champagne that will be there. So it replaced it in function. So that'll be there. I guess almonds and champagne might be okay. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, I guess.
Let's see what else is interesting.
I don't really think of almonds when I think of champagne, but
there's also a chocolate experience from Bean to the Bar that's presented by Ghirardelli. I think that was in the festival center last year in the Wonders of Life Pavilion. And Greece. That should have been at the end of the list for some reason.
And some euros.
Yeah, some euros. Exactly.
Quite a long list this year. So that'll be should be a good time for those who go. Our advice is to always stay away from Saturdays. I don't know. Let's see if they say this.
I'm just wondering if I'm going to be there when it's. Are we going to be there when it's going?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Right?
Yeah, it'll still be running pretty close to then. It might end during our trip, though. I'll have to look at it. Someone can look that up.
I thought it ran deep into November.
And that trip which we're talking about is when?
November 1st to the 4th.
There you go. All right,
just because that's when I'm going.
I mean, well,
I think it's officially 1st through the 5th, but yeah, close.
Oh, is it? What happens when you assume, kids?
I'm only staying to the 4th, so.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
No, so, yeah, 11/1 through 11/5. It's the Wine and Dine weekend.
Yep.
Marathon weekend. So, yeah, Run ICOT stuff going on. And I'll be running for my birthday, which will be fun. I think all of them.
All of them?
What? I think so.
Oh,
or at least the 10.5.
Oh,
you know
Christine,
what? You know what? I'm doing this.
I'm doing the.
No. I am doing the 10.5. I think when I went to register for the 5 was actually sold out. Well, this will make for a nice edit. In the audio version.
For the audio version.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. So we it's weird. In the control panel here, we all can see Carolyn, and apparently she just left the building.
Carolyn has left the building.
It's very strange.
someone commented asking if she boarded a elevator to the Twilight Zone.
It's possible. She is from Canada,
Which was a timely reference, because guess what's going on at Tower of Terror right now?
Look at the segue he's making.
Yes.
Here it comes.
So they have a new souvenir. They have now a fifth dimension portrait you can get at the Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So if you go to the Intercot discussion boards, we've got the sample video of it up there. So as you're exiting the ride, kind of near where they have one of the bigger tower photo areas there. They now have an area set up where you can get a picture taken, and it's I forget what the actual term is for it, but as you turn it, you will vanish into the Twilight Zone.
Oh, cool.
So that's it's $19.95 plus tax. And they have they've had people in groups do it, people individually do it, so it's a new souvenir they have there. It's out now. But it was actually part of the different Halloween announcement they were making.
Somebody just crashed our video podcast.
Hi, everyone.
Who is this guy? Yeah.
What's up?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess
everyone
you're not working, or you are working.
Yeah, everybody welcome Justin.
Hello,
Justin,
everyone.
who is currently keeping bridge traffic in New Jersey safe. As you
New York, sir.
Oh, sorry, New York, yeah.
Yes.
Well, isn't it one of the bridges between the two? It's kind of the same.
Negative.
Look, I'm sure half the people are from New Jersey, okay? Don't be so nitpicky. Yeah, you New Yorkers.
Jeez. I tell you.
Yes, no, I've been watching the whole time and listening and commenting in the chat thing, so it's very fun. So, and yeah, hi.
We're glad to have you.
Glad to have you.
I'm glad you finally made it, Ian.
I'm not. Technical difficulties up the kazoo here.
I have a light right over my head. Okay, that's better.
I'm sure. Microsoft and I are not on speaking terms anymore.
That's okay.
I like what Carrie said. Carolyn looks different. Yes.
A little different.
She used to
All
be
right,
much
moving
prettier.
on. We have a podcast to do here, so
allegedly, who knows?
I'm not sure what just happened. It completely fell apart there.
Carolyn's gone. Justin's here. I don't know. I'm getting confused.
So we were talking about the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, the fifth dimension photo, as being a new kind of Halloween souvenir that'd be great to get. So if you are going down to Walt Disney World around Halloween, that would be a very timely souvenir to get. They've also been making some other announcements for Halloween as the season is approaching, and I think almost here. Is it what's the first Halloween party this year? Is it the 18th?
It's coming up.
Ago.
Yeah, essentially it's coming
tomorrow.
up because I will tell you, it's either tomorrow or the next day. But Cindy Giacomo from the podcast is going to be at one of the first parties. So somebody had asked earlier about what the thoughts about the live actors during the Halloween party and things like that during Pirates of the Caribbean. And we should have a first-hand...
Caribbean.
Not Caribbean.
Whatever.
Caribbean.
Got better. It's tomato. It's not. Whatever. Anyway, but we'll have to see what she says about that. And I just got invited because I couldn't make the one on. I think it's on Saturday that she's going to, and I just got invited to another one towards the end of the month. So I'm going to see if I can make it to that one to give my own opinion on things. But it's kind of weird. It's August, people.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, it's not even close. Like, summer's still going on in full swing.
Yep.
And, people are taking vacation, and who wants to think about Halloween? I mean, it's not even next month. It's actually more than 2 months away, right?
Well, because it's the end of October.
Yeah, it's the entire month of September, the entire month of October, and half of August. I mean,
I can deal with mid-September.
Yeah,
me too. I could deal with that. That's 6 weeks of it. It still feels special. To me, it's not special if you celebrate something for 3 months.
Well, we did the first party of last year, August 25th, and it's very, way too hot to be doing trick or treating.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. I don't want to be in the Halloween spirit when it's still summer. I mean, I don't get. I mean, I get it. They're wildly popular and they make a fortune off them, but it's just, I don't know. I would certainly never go in August.
And this year now with DVC members, you can get in at 2 p.m. rather than 4 p.m. So that's a added perk.
Yep. This year, DVC members, if you have to bring your member card, but they will let you in with an event ticket at 2 p.m. instead of the regular time. And also at the parties, maybe Cindy will pick one of these up when she's there. The Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom Halloween treat card this year was very popular based on comments on the boards. It's the Orange Bird. So it's the Orange Bird's Juice-O-Lantern card. We have a few people who collect those, and they were commenting on that.
I'm raising my hand, John. I may suddenly vanish from this show because my phone battery is draining at a very rapid pace. So if I do, nothing personal, everybody.
Ian hasn't planned on plugging in his phone either.
You can't plug your phone in when you have a headset plugged into it, genius.
Oh, what was that?
Sorry.
All right. Sounds good.
Anyway, if I drop off the scope, nothing personal, anybody. It's just my phone battery is dying.
All right. Well,
because my stupid laptop wouldn't actually work. Microsoft, I hate you.
This has gone off the rails.
I know.
Sorry. Just didn't want to disappear and you guys would be like, what happened to Ian? We already lost Carolyn. People are going to think we're bailing on you.
All right, wait, hold on. Justin, I'm going to put you back in the lobby for a second here. So, Yep. It's like, okay, here we go. And let's see if this works this time.
I see Carolyn.
Hey, dudes, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I see her too.
Can you hear me?
No, she's not. So you can't. She's not on the screen.
But...
Oh, there she is. No, she's there. Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. But I could hear you before, so I don't know what that gets us, really.
Yes.
Jeez Louise.
Welcome
I don't know. I was enjoying just watching the show. I was sitting here like, that's good.
Good to have you. When you last heard us, we were talking about orange birds and things like that.
I've been listening for a while. You guys were talking about the Halloween Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom card and all that.
Yep.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent.
So some other fun things at the party if you go. They've got a lot of specialty treats again this year. That was kind of the first time they really started doing that last year, so you can only get these during the party. They have a no-so poison apple cupcake. I guess that's to go with the not-so-scary Halloween party. I'm glad they have to say no-so poison.
No-so?
You don't have to sew it?
So do you think it's a typo and it should be not-so poison?
That would make sense. But yeah, it's no-so poison apple cupcake.
It's probably just missing a T.
They missed it twice then. Or I guess just once, yeah. But we'll see. But I don't know. Anyways, I'm just surprised the Disney legal team allowed to have the word poison in a edible food at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. But it's not.
Right, it's not.
No, it's no. Or maybe
no poison. It's just a little poison.
Right, exactly. That doesn't mean no. Well, maybe that's why it is no.
Right, yeah.
The legal team came in and changed.
They said, if you say it's not poison and somebody gets poisoned, we're really going to be in trouble.
You say it's not so poisonous.
So
poisonous.
Right. It's like Cheers. It's not beef. It's boof.
Oh my.
The Halloween Mickey cinnamon roll is coming back. A lot of people liked that last year. There will be Zero Waffle Sundae at Sleepy Hollow. So Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Does that mean there won't be a waffle?
I was going to say, what does that mean?
They're really having issues with these names this year.
They're getting some branding challenges.
I'm a little.
There'll be a zero. No, there will be 2 waffles in the Zero Waffle Sundae. At least according to the
there's 2 waffles in the waffle that's called Zero Waffles.
Yes.
Okay.
2 and 0.
2
divided by 0. It's an infinite Sundae. It'll go on forever.
Oh, okay.
Math jokes.
I'm not so good with the maths.
Another dessert that will probably be very popular will be there'll be a couple Haunted Mansion desserts. One of them being a hitchhiking ghost dessert.
Oh yeah,
that'll be at Aloha Isle. It's a cream puff that'll have the 3 ghosts in it, and it looks like a doom buggy.
Oh,
so we'll get the pictures of these up on the boards here.
I gotta
shortly.
get one of them.
Ian's drooling.
Well, you know I love my Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the more unique ones. There will also be a Maleficent dessert. That will be a lime soft serve and a black waffle cone with chocolate horns.
Lime?
Lime.
That's gross.
I think they might have that now because of there's a Peter Pan float that is lime ice cream.
Oh, so they just figured they'd get some extra mileage out of it?
That's what I'm going to go with. Candy corn ice cream.
We got this
returning.
lime. Nobody eats it. Let's make a special...
and to go along with, if you've seen the Purple Wall milkshake, there will be a candy corn milkshake with will be cotton candy on top of it, along with a Mickey-shaped marshmallow. So again, very similar to what they did with the sorry, not the Purple Wall. It was the Millennial Pink Sundae. Sorry, I got the wrong trending milkshake.
I was going to say, you're confusing your hashtags, Jason.
I'm confusing hashtags and
it wasn't
Sundays
rose gold,
to go.
though, right? It
was not rose gold.
Okay, Millennial Pink.
That's kind of all the different signature sweets. There will be some different popcorn buckets this year, also available. So check that out if you're a fan of the Souvenir popcorn buckets. It's a poison apple cauldron one seems to be the main new one they'll have this year at different places. Cool. So that's all kind of lots of different Halloween stuff. As we've said on a couple different podcasts, they do seem to be getting back into the kind of different, unique things. It's not just going to be like ubiquitous Mickey bat cookies at every place. So it'll be so still probably see those. They seem to come out every Halloween, but there'll be some different treats.
A Mickey bat cookie.
Probably not. Nope. So that'll be all the different Halloween food. Speaking of food, Disney just announced a new restaurant this week.
That's this year.
So yeah, it is this year also.
I mean, if you wanted to be more specific, you could say this week, but this year was accurate.
So the Caribbean Beach or Caribbean Beach Resort, depending on your preference, is going through this huge reimagining right now, which I think most people know about. Anyone who stayed there has surely seen all the construction going on. As part of the original announcement, they announced how Shutters would be kind of reimagined and relocated. That's the table service restaurant that's been there for maybe since the opening. I'm not sure, but it's been there for a long time. So they just announced it'll not be reopening as Shutters. It'll be reopening as a new concept called Sebastian's Bistro. And yes, that is Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. He's in the logo. No sign of it being actual like character breakfast or anything like that, but it'll be Latin and Caribbean flavors with market fresh ingredients. So we'll still be a table service restaurant with those that type of cuisine. And we've got some concept art of it up on the Intercot discussion boards if you'd like to take a look. The same announcement, they announced that the Centertown Market will also be pretty drastically changed, it looks like. They talk about how you'll enter a large space with colored light pendants made from glass bottles. And it looks like from the concept art, it's just going to be a single walk-up counter now. If you've been to the Caribbean Beach Resort before, you'll know there were always those multiple windows. So it kind of looks like that might be going away. And there'll be a grab-and-go section also as well. But so it looks like they'll be changing that up quite a bit when that all reopens. And that's part of the Port Royale renovation, which will be completed in just a few months. So they didn't really give a date on that, but conceivably that should be before the end of the year. So there'll be some new dining there in the center of town at the Caribbean or Caribbean Beach Resort.
Whichever you'd prefer.
Whatever your preference.
I got to be honest with you. I was never a big fan of their food options there, so kind of glad to see they're up in their game, as it were. So, or not.
I have no opinion on this.
Okay.
Evidently.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okie dokie. All
Crickets.
right. So.
Was it Caribbean Beach for a night? Jim Lawler says he was at Caribbean Beach for a night last month, and it's just a mess. It's going to be a while till it's back up and running as normal. And the gondola station over there is massive. I haven't. The last time I was down there was May, I guess, and there was still just a bunch of dirt over there. I don't know if they have anything more now.
The gondola station by Hollywood Studios is huge.
Well, I mean,
Huge.
Yeah, I guess they're going to have to be. I'm really struggling to figure out how that thing is going to fit in that spot at Epcot. That International Gateway is not that big, really.
It's the old tram station.
I know.
But tram you could take back.
But that's not that much of a. That's not that much space.
I'm assuming they're going to go into what was the Millennium Village also, because that's back there. I'm assuming they'll wipe out like the back.
No, you can't.
No, I don't think so.
No, you can't.
No?
Because there's a road that runs right.
I'm geographically challenged. I mentioned that already.
Are we talking about the building that when you're going out the International Gateway, there's some bathrooms, there's a little gift shop?
Right.
Is that the building where we're talking this gondola thing's going to be?
No, so if you walk
beyond
straight
that.
out,
Right
there's
beyond
a weird circle road there that people
run around that. We run around that.
And there used to be trams because on the boardwalk trams are a thing. There used to be trams that ran from the boardwalk that would bring you to the International Gateway.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
Cut them out.
I think till they discovered that it was causing wear and tear on the boardwalk, and then it was like,
they didn't want to spend any money. No, the Jersey boardwalk has dealt with that for 100 years. I guess the Florida boardwalk is special, but anyway, that's where it's going right there. But it just doesn't seem like that much. I mean, it may be bigger than I'm giving it credit for. Sometimes when you're not looking at it,
it's a pretty big space. When they used to have the whole station there and the umbrella kind of, not the umbrella, but the canopy, as it were.
You do run through there during the 10K when we come along the boardwalk and back in, and there is a whole big, huge backstage area there too. So I don't know if maybe they'll chew some of that up.
Let's kind of think of it this way, right? Most of you probably are old enough to remember the gondolas in the Magic Kingdom, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, of course.
Well, think about how much real estate the stations took up there. Not a whole lot.
Well,
really.
No, that's why I was reacting, because they were describing the stations as huge. So
you're talking about the little Skyway thing from Tomorrowland to Fantasyland. But I feel like those are smaller containers that you're...
These are not much bigger.
They're really not that big.
I thought they held 10 people.
They hold a family.
Right.
Oh, that's it?
They say 8.
Yeah, I think 8 is, and that's jammed in.
I don't know if that's 8 adults or not.
Oh, okay.
I think it's one car per, traveling group or more if you have a bigger group.
Yeah, I think Jim Waller brings up a good point that, if the gondolas are dumping off at the International Gateway, that's going to suddenly become a pretty big entrance point.
I mean, I guess it's going to be really weird. That's the thing. You're going to walk there and there's going to be gondolas, coming down over your head. I mean, I just don't understand. It just logistically, it just seems really weird to me.
Yeah.
Are they going to close?
My sister says, and we thought the monorails stank. Imagine no AC in the gondolas and how that will smell. Is stank the past tense of stink?
Stank, stunk.
Well, it's
in
slang.
Canada, yes.
Yes.
I would say
it's a slang.
And we thought the monorails stunk.
Yeah, stunk would be the correct.
It would be
stunk.
Yes. Okay. It is stunk.
Yeah. It's a new candle.
But wait, is she saying they're not?
Gondola stank.
Grody gondola.
Is she saying they're not going to have air conditioning in them, or does she just mean if the air conditioning?
No,
broke?
they're not going to have air conditioning.
What we've heard, they're not going to have air conditioning.
Oh well, then I will never take one of those. Why would you want to be stuck in a tiny little box in Central Florida?
With windows maybe that pop out a little bit?
Yeah, no.
My brother and I were looking at the concept art, and it does look like the windows might open. They do show
so in August, you can bring in the 110
So you can
degrees.
let in the 110 degree, 99.9% humidity air?
I still think they'll do
and then jump. Just get out and jump through the
window. You think they will?
Yeah, I think they'll have to do like tempered air or something. I mean, you have people getting heat stroke in a gondola hanging up above the
Well, the other thing too
is
you can easily sort of get stuck in one of those. I mean, we've all seen that happen. Like, you really want people, like little kids and old people, stuck in a gondola in 99-degree heat
which will
with no
heat
air
up like a
conditioning?
Car.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Like,
I mean,
like you don't leave your dog in the car. You're gonna leave.
Yeah, they can do. I think if they reflect all the heat off the windows with like the
blinding mirrored sides.
Yeah, the mirrored sides. Yeah, I mean that does help. But
then
I mean,
everybody on the
have
ground
to
is going to get
something.
blinded while these things are flying over top of them,
Yeah,
reflecting all the sunlight.
You can't not blind everyone, so you got to pick someone. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So we'll know in 2027 when they open.
2020, yeah.
No, it's 2037.
It really might be 2021, actually. I mean, all the stuff is supposed to be opening in like 2020, 2021 area. So
no, I thought these were 2020. I thought they announced these as 2020. In fact, they might be 2019.
Well, because they've got it up on all the walls. I don't think it's 2019. Cause I think Mickey's and Minnie's Runaway Railway is the only thing in 2019, other than Star Wars. But Star Wars at Disney World is the end of the year. So those are the two things they're promoting now.
Our Magical Journeys people know Disney very well. They've already got the conspiracy theories going. They're going to open the gondolas in the cooler weather so that they get good reviews early on. You're probably right.
Yeah, before the lightning storm.
Hall says, when I was there a few weeks ago, it seemed like the International Gateway Station is set back away from the waterway, further than you think. Plenty of room for the gondolas to get off the ground before the walkway to Yacht and Beach Club. Yeah, I
think so, too.
Trees and stuff. I feel like there's a lot of space they can chew into to make space. You're probably right, Eric.
Yes, I would assume you're right. Also, we may be missing the obvious, which may be that you board them from high up and they never get particularly low down to the ground, right?
Like a monorail station.
Yeah, it may not be like a ski lift. It might be more like the old, to John's point, like the old Skyway.
Yeah.
I think so. And I think it's a pretty quick...
I think the concept art shows it at ground level.
Well, that's what I thought so too, but maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's just a concept, and because that doesn't seem like very feasible to me.
I don't
know. We will find out.
Again, I never would have guessed that they would have built the gondolas without air conditioning. So I
don't know. I got to say that at least the one when I had seen it at Hollywood Studios looked to be raised. The platform looked to be raised up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it is swampland too, so they may need to be doing something like that.
So there's always that.
There's always that.
Exactly. So, all right. Gondolas.
Always talking about gondolas.
I'd say
Gaga.
Now, is it gondola or gondola?
Really?
Well, they have gondolas in the Caribbean, but in the Caribbean, they're gondolas. So.
I would just like to say I've done extensive research. I believe the noun is Caribbean, but if you're describing something, the adjective is Caribbean. So
there you go.
Eating a Caribbean dish of food, but I'm traveling
to the Caribbean.
Right. They serve Caribbean food on my Caribbean cruise.
That's right.
There you go.
All right.
You know, that's what I like about this podcast. It's educational as well as
we need the more thing to come up across the
mega English, grammar knowledge. I mean, this is very. We're really.
The more you know, and little star goes.
Knowing is half the battle.
They never say what the other half is.
No, you got
the other half is.
The other half is having a bigger gun than Cobra.
All right, moving on. What else we got?
Oh, Jason, I am reading your tidbits. And this whole Disneyland Figment's Tidbits. What is
we lost Ian.
I'm reading the tidbits. That's what it's called.
Something was.
Ian having a heart attack.
Apparently, something was funny.
No, she's talking about his tidbits. I don't know. It just was humorous.
That's what it's called.
I mean,
he's taking us down a notch.
Look,
holy,
that's down several notches.
You asked me to join. I told you I wouldn't want to be on the show. I told you I was just
here we go.
Okay, so
all I do is make references to esoteric films and movies that nobody has ever seen.
It's
sorry,
Grouch a lot.
Okay, Wonderful Life is not one of them.
Over to the West Coast.
Yes.
Disneyland was supposed to be making that giant luxury hotel.
Yep.
And now it has been put on hold.
Really?
Yep. So earlier in the week, they released a bunch of new concept art with it because they had to file permits with the city of Anaheim. So it shows, we posted on the board, it shows a couple new views of it. It also answers how the hotel would connect to the monorail platform. So one of the hotel wings will be like right up against it, and you would board, I think, from the existing side, maybe the opposite side, but the monorail station would stay where it is, and that would basically be the one edge of the hotel. So they're doing all this, and then literally the next day, a LA Times article comes out where they have now decided to put the whole project on hold because the city of Anaheim has rescinded the $267 million tax break that they originally were going to give them.
There was a lot of consternation about that tax break when it was first announced. They made
I guess most of the newly elected city council was actually against it. And because Disney moved the location, evidently they voided the prior agreement.
Oops.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting fired.
You can read the article. It's not very far when they moved it, but that has something to do with them being able to no longer offer it and actually rescind the
Okay, so they're taking away a tax break. So then couldn't Disney just be like, oh, well, we'll just pony up the money anyways. Thanks anyways. We don't get the discount.
Certainly could, but they seem to be trying not to and playing a game of chicken with the city of Anaheim.
They're going head to head with Anaheim. There's a lot of
But it's not like they're going to plow down what they've started and never have it. I'm sure
they've
eventually
actually closed a bunch of stuff. They closed the AMC theaters. They closed. Let me see it. It says in there what all they closed.
Yeah, so obviously they closed all that stuff to build this new hotel.
Yeah, AMC Theater was moving, but they closed Rainforest Cafe. They closed Earl of Sandwich and ESPN Zone already.
Not the Earl of Sandwich. I mean, Rainforest Cafe.
The Earl of Sandwich.
Who cares? But I love the Earl of Sandwich.
So then,
I think Rainforest Cafe made them quite a bit of money, though. I would think
they're too far. They're too far gone to just never do the hotel. Obviously, they're going to build it. It's just whether or not they get this wonderful tax break discount on it, or do they just say, "Oh well, we're going to pay
$260 million is nothing to sneeze at."
I know, but they just plowed down most of that. They got to get it
they
back.
Didn't actually
they haven't raised it yet.
They could just reopen it.
Closed it. So I mean, they're losing revenue on those, or leasing, revenue on those potential spaces. So you got to imagine they won't do that for too long. Yep, and Chris mentions, the new garage is already underway, so that was also part of the same project, but that is still moving forward.
Somebody in their legal team really made a boo-boo here. I don't know how you don't look at the contract and see that that's a risk. I mean, that seems that seems like really bad mismanagement to me.
Yep.
Like I said, somebody's getting fired.
Yeah,
so
the quote is
pretty much.
What if they
somebody
alter
somebody
their
in the near
plan?
future is going to leave the company to spend more time with their families.
I think there's an issue with the other site. They either didn't buy the land or I don't know. Because they moved it in.
So they can't go back to the original plan, and then everybody will be happy.
My guess too is it's voided. because they changed the plan. They would probably have to resubmit. It would just be looked at as a new plan. So, yeah, they're not going to let them get away with that.
Let's see.
What is that?
What was that? That must be at Ian's house.
Oh, yeah. I got
must be some sort of celebration going on.
No,
and basically, the quote from the city council is, "It's a matter of law, and legally the city cannot pay the subsidy, because it's a fundamentally different project."
That sounds like they just found that.
That's just their. Somebody was reading the statute and was like, "Hey guys, check this."
Yeah. So the council, conveniently, the council can convene to revote to amend the ordinance.
Yeah.
But they seem to have a majority of people on there who are actually against the subsidy right now.
There was a lot,
including I think it's the mayor is against it. So that's certainly not in their favor. But it was the it's the president of the Chamber of Commerce, whoever heads that is backing Disney on that. So
nobody thought right now. Nobody thought it made sense to give Disney, their point of view. A lot of the people in the city was, look, we need money for other stuff. Disney makes billions of dollars. What do they need our money for? It's kind of the same objection that gets raised when people want public funding for sports stadiums. It's kind of like, why are we giving away, tax dollars to multi-billion-dollar? I mean, Disney's like one of the largest corporations in the world. Corporate handouts to them is a little bit distasteful. I mean, I get why you would do it. But I can understand public opinion going the other way.
Yep,
it's true.
Jason also has posted a thing about Disney Springs. They've opened a Disney Vacation Club member-only store.
Yep.
Within the Marketplace Co-op, and it looks like they sell a whole bunch of Disney Vacation Club branded purses, shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff, which brings me to a question, and I'm putting this out to you guys and all of the people watching and listening right now. What are your thoughts on stuff that's branded with DVC or pass holder written across it? And the reason I ask is because we posted a picture this week of this really neat serving tray that had a really spooky picture of the Haunted Mansion, and it has the Haunted Mansion written in that spooky lettering that we all see it in. And then way across the top in giant letters, pass holder. And I'm thinking, I would totally have bought that tray if you did not put pass holder. I don't need a thing in my house bragging that I'm an annual pass holder. I just want the cool logo of that ride, right? So what are your thoughts on all of this, Disney Vacation Club wear and Disney pass holder shirts?
I mean, I would never get a pass holder shirt because I think that's kind of weird. When I owned Vacation Club, I liked the Vacation Club merchandise. I mean, I have a shirt. I wouldn't want to mix it like what you're saying, but if they just had just says that, I'm okay with it. A pass holder, I don't. That's not to me.
I feel like the pass holder thing is I'm bragging or something.
I feel like it's just kind of silly. Who cares if you're an annual pass holder? It's just a ticket. I mean, I have a different ticket than you. Let me get a special
5-day park hopper.
Yeah, right, exactly. You're going to get 1-day pass.
Don't give them any ideas.
Right? Yeah.
You now must buy 1-day pass T-shirts to get a 1-day pass.
Yeah. I mean, I own some DVC stuff, so.
I did.
But I was thinking it might be kind of neat that if they had something that has a cool, I don't know, we're always talking about how we wish that there was a contemporary logo shirt and for the resorts. If there was something that was buy this, it's only available to annual pass holders, that might be ooh, this is a special thing. But
I think it has to do with how subtle they are too. I mean, I think to your point is it's larger than probably the word Haunted Mansion. I saw that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, they could do the pass holder symbol is a key with a Mickey on the end of it. They could have just put that more subtly somewhere in there, even if they still wanted to, brand it that way.
Anybody can buy that tray. Why are you putting?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think you have to be a pass holder to buy.
I mean, I know for a fact you have to be a DVC member to buy DVC merchandise because
I think
those will be behind the counter.
at this new store at the Marketplace Co-op, do you have to be a DVC person?
Yes.
Like, what if I just really like the DVC purse?
I don't think they'll let you into the section. I think you have to show your card.
You cannot buy DVC merchandise if you are not a DVC member. You have to show your DVC membership card.
Oh. Well, I still would rather have, like, I don't want to, I'm going to use that tray or mug or something in my house. It would be just really cool if it had like a ride logo, but I don't need to brag to everybody.
Should mention for anyone wanting to go to the DVC store, since it is in the Marketplace Co-op and they do change quite a bit, the store is only open through 9/3, through September 3rd right now.
So it's limited time magic.
Yeah. So it's an end of summer blowout on their DVC merchandise potentially.
It's an end of summer blowout.
So wait, why am I picturing like one of those like rug stores that opens in the mall like for like 5 minutes and so?
Yeah, you wonder how they're in business because nobody.
Yeah, no one's ever in there, and you know that they're actually selling like illegal merchandise out of the back room. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, there's like some guy outside. Hey, bud, I got DVC sweatshirts. DVC hats. Back here.
It's true.
Yeah,
so there'll be probably a new store there. I do like the Marketplace Co-op though, because they do change it around quite a bit.
Yeah, they do have a lot of neat stuff too. I like their t-shirts.
Although it is Disney, it's not like it would be that unprecedented if it's very popular that they extended another 3 months due to popular demand.
Yeah. Or we haven't cleared it out yet.
We just don't have anything else to put in here, so we're going to keep it.
We haven't cleared it out yet, and now it's 50% off.
Right.
Extended limited time magic. Yes, indeed. Nice. So I'm going to go off Disney just for a few seconds here. So what do you guys think about Universal's announcement that just came out?
The new hotel?
No, the new park.
No, the fourth theme park.
Yeah, no, it just came out like today or something. The new hotel opened.
Well, the new hotel opened, today. But I mean, thoughts about that? I mean, I'm glad to see they're up in their game.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see what it is, though. Like, they just said they're opening a new park, but nobody knows.
Nintendo.
What it is yet. Well, that's the rumor. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense though, doesn't it?
They're doing one in. Where, Japan? Is that where they're doing the Nintendo park?
Jimmy, don't be a hater. Jimmy Horn says this. I don't know. It's some Disney folks just there we go. Okay, Magical Journeys. Yay, Universal! I know Nancy loves her Universal stuff.
I mean, on one hand, if you want to be a Disney loyalist, even from that perspective, it's more competition. So Disney should bid other things. Even if you don't want to go, which you should go, it is good. But even if you don't want to, that's always
that competition forces Disney to up their game, so everybody's going to win.
Exactly. Yeah, all this new stuff you're getting in Disney World right now is in direct response to like Harry Potter Land. I mean, that it just takes Disney 5 years longer than it takes Universal to do anything. So, it doesn't really seem like it, but it actually is.
No, totally. I am curious basically to see how they connect this or how they shuttle or bring guests back and forth to the park.
Yeah. Well, and they like to one-up each other with technology, so, I mean, that just means that the stuff we're going to get and they're going to get, it'll just keep getting cooler, so I'm all for it. Universal's cool. I like it.
No, I mean I
think Universal has the best ride in Orlando.
I think it's pretty close.
The one that's not the original Harry Potter ride. What the heck's it called?
Forbidden Journey.
No.
Green Gods.
Green Gods, yeah, Green Gods.
You think that's the best ride?
Dude, I love that ride. It's fantastic.
I like the original.
Better?
Harry. Oh yeah.
The one on the robo arm.
For me, I like both Harry Potter attractions until you get on the attraction. And both their queues are fabulous, but I hate screens. I just can't get past that.
Well,
that's why I like
is all screens.
Well, and so is Disney anymore. If you don't like screens, you don't like flights of passage.
Like Indiana Jones at Disneyland is probably my favorite Disney ride of all time.
Okay, but how do you feel about Avatar?
No, Radiator Springs Racers is my favorite.
I didn't like Flight of Passage that much.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't get the effect.
simpatico on that. I did not like it that much at all.
I like the River Journey better. I'm probably weird in that, but to me,
I'm sure
I was full space. I didn't get anything out of the simulator. I still don't know if it was my eyes because I didn't get depth. It didn't seem all that.
It was like watching an Xbox. I was like, this is like sitting at home watching my kid play Xbox. It was not. I agree with you. I really didn't like it at all.
But anyways, I thought it was that's me.
Really underwhelming.
Huh. Well, interesting.
But back to the Universal Park. I saw that. Jason and Ian have good taste.
No, it's just
you're just brainwashed because every time somebody slaps something Disney, everybody runs to it and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so great!" It's not. It's not. I am totally.
All people. Have you listened to the podcast for the last 10 years?
You're always like, well, I don't want to.
And I am not pixied. I refuse to be labeled as such.
You sniff every once in a while. You're a pixie dust sniffer. Yeah, you're a little bit of a pixie dust sniffer. That ride is not that good.
Holy shnikes. Yes, it is.
Okay, it's
and
better
so
than,
is Forbidden Journey. I love Forbidden Journey, the Harry Potter
Forbidden Journey is better than Flights of Passage, too. But I like
Ian, which would you rather ride? Flights of Passage or Journey into Imagination?
Well, that's like saying, would I rather get hit on the big toe with a hammer or ride Flights of Passage?
Oh, no. Journey into Imagination is the original one.
Oh, the original one? Yeah, of course I would rather watch that one.
You mean Journey into Your Imagination?
Oh, yeah, the middle one. Yeah, that one's terrible.
Journey into Your Lack of Imagination.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say Jimmy Horn commenting about saying his daughter just told me the Harry Potter ride made her more sick than any other. I will say, if you are prone to motion sickness, you ought to take some Dramamine before you go on there, and do not drink the butter beer prior to riding.
Do not do that.
It's a bad idea.
Do that.
That is a very bad idea.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it has a unique fizzing property when you get shaken around that much that is not conducive to being comfortable.
Oh, that's interesting information. Magical Journeys says a patent first filed by Universal in 2014 was finally granted approval earlier this year. It shows a Pac-Man-like ride vehicle for what can be best understood as a high-tech version of bumper cars.
That'd be cool.
That could be sweet.
Yes.
Of course, Pac-Man's not Nintendo.
I was going to say Pac-Man's not Nintendo, but maybe it won't be only.
Maybe
Nintendo.
Be like a video game
classic
or
video
something.
Yeah. What is Pac-Man? Namco or something like that, or what?
Yeah, I still got to think that could be more of a land. I mean, I know they could expand it, and I know people talk about that all the time, but
wouldn't it be cool if they had a video game land like that? They brought famous titles to life,
like Scramble. Could I ride
Mario
the Scramble
Kart?
ride?
Whatever.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart is one of the rumors, isn't
it? Could I play the Journey? Could I ride the Journey video game? No, Mario Kart is legit. That's
Did you just bring up Journey because Steve Perry's bringing out a new album?
I did, actually, as a matter of fact.
And there was a Journey video game?
It made me think of the Journey video game.
I mean, a good storytelling ride will always be a good ride, regardless of the IP, but...
Right.
I don't know. It seems like when the IP is shallow and they try to base it on it. Yes, Magical Journey says Zelda, so I think Hyrule has been one of the rumored areas.
That'd be great.
What about Oregon Trail?
You have died.
Oregon Trail, yeah.
You have died. I wouldn't want to go on the dysentery part of the ride. I'm just saying. We'll leave the dysentery part out.
Your cow died.
Your wagon wheel broke. How about Zork? Can we get a Zork ride?
Zork ride?
Sure, why not? No, but that
would be.
They're going to do a real Mario Kart like that. I mean, that's
Mario. Is it Mario?
I always say Mario.
No, it's Mario.
Mario.
Well, if you're
does he say his name in the video game? I think it's Mario.
I know. I say Mario all the time. My kids make fun of me.
How do you pronounce the green one, brother?
Wario.
Luigi.
But I don't know why I say
Luigi.
Yeah.
It's a soft G, not a hard G.
Right. I don't know. You also think it's Mario, so.
Well, I bottom line,
it probably is Mario.
Looking forward to more competition. I like the concept of pushing the envelope and anything more. I mean, plus, quite frankly, I think that's a game changer for them at that point. I mean, it's already borderline where you could spend a number of days there and just kind of chill out. But at the point where you had a third legitimate theme park because I still have a hard concept. The water park.
Yeah, that's not a theme park. You can't count that a theme park.
So that still is a water park to me, even if it is highly themed. But I think at the point where they add the third theme park, I mean that's huge.
Yeah.
And gives you a reason to
stay in their hotels.
Yeah, and I mean, and obviously they've been building hotels galore. A bunch of them look nice too. Based on the price,
they are making a killing off of convention business because there is a ton of companies that do not want to go to Disney World for their annual sales convention or whatever. They just don't want to do it, and so Universal is picking up a lot of business. That's where we go for ours every year.
Do you?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Yep. So.
Yeah, they rent the park out and everything. It's really neat.
Yep, looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. So
when did they say that third park was coming?
I don't think they did. No, they just said they acquired the land and they're going to build one, but there's no details yet at all.
Yeah, I mean, we had known that they had that land that was not physically attached to land that they own now, and they just basically announced that is on its way.
Well, they bought more land, though. They bought the connector land. That's what did it, because they owned that other land, and they couldn't do anything with it because it wasn't contiguous.
But it's on the other side of the highway. So
yes. Yeah, which just, what are they going to do
that's going to present some challenges. I don't know. I mean, run a transportation system over I-4.
A gondola. That's a great idea.
There might be some discount they can buy here in a few years.
Oh, it looks like Ian's phone died.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there he goes. Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess he said he was gonna die. Well, that's all right. We've got about 10 more minutes, but we can bring Justin in for the last 10 minutes. So
Justin has been sitting quietly in the green room.
Here we go. Breaker. 1-9.
Justin, are you naked?
No, I'm here. Stand by.
Oh, stand by. He's doing he's on. You know what? I'll just hide him or something for a second anyway. He'll be on in a second.
He has such a rude T-shirt on with swear words all over it that he can't be shown
on television.
It could be that. I didn't give him much notice, did I? That was no. Sorry, Justin. I didn't mean to do that.
Jimmy Horn actually just said once they open their third park, that's 7 places to go in the Orlando area.
Yeah,
if you don't count SeaWorld, but I mean that's 7 good parks. That's going to start to get hard. You're going to have to start choosing which parks you go to, and as you say, the more competition, people only are away for a week. What are you going to do?
No, competition is definitely good. So I mean, hopefully they push each other, and it becomes more of a race because technology is increasing and.
Well, and I feel like they're going to have to step up. No more of this taking 5 years to build one ride.
Right.
No. I mean, if the competition's shoving them out every year or something, you need to speed it up a little bit there, bud.
And plus technology, you get a ride and your technology is outdated if you don't get it out there right away.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's true.
It's true. So what else do we have in the bit bucket there, Jason, before we skidoo?
Oh, we can maybe turn this over to the panel and the folks watching at home.
Okay.
So the third garage for Disney Springs is opening in 2019. So it will join the where are the 2 garages? The orange and the lime. Yeah. So any guesses on what the third garage will be?
Grapefruit or lemon. Some other Florida citrus.
Orange and lime?
Yeah, we have orange and lime. What will the third garage be?
I say grapefruit.
Tangerine.
Tangerine, that's a good guess.
John,
anything?
Lemon?
Lemon, you think lemon? Not seeing any comments.
Oh, they'll come.
Oh, by the way, John, just to how you always say you stop at the border right into Florida to get the fresh squeezed juice. We did that on our trip. Awesome. That's like the best squeezed juice I've ever
Tangerine and grape for a couple
grape, tangerine, grape. Okay.
I love the Florida Welcome Center.
I think several. I think maybe John and Carolyn both mentioned it. It is lemon.
Really?
Lemon. So it'll be orange, lemon, and lime. Mango. That'd be a good one too. But no.
Orange, lemon.
So I think coincidentally there are also 3 easy colors. I'm guessing is also part of it. So orange, green, and yellow. Yellow for lemon. So that will be the other garage. The pedestrian bridge was recently raised across the road. So that construction is going on. They originally announced that would be a mixed-use garage that cast members would also park in part of it because they actually wiped out one of the cast member parking lots to build it. But they didn't really say that in any of the later announcements, so not sure if that changed or if they just felt like they didn't need to continue to reiterate that.
I will say that the the little green lights above empty parking spaces that hang, so you can find, this floor has 5 empty parking spots. Those aren't working anymore. There was some where the lights were on, saying like it was green, like, there's a free space. No, there's a car there. It was all inaccurate when I was there just last week. So I hope they fix that because that's a neat little thing. Easy to find a spot, but yeah.
Another small tidbit here: the 3 o'clock parade is going back to 2 o'clock. Kickoff.
I'm confused.
So beginning
the 3 o'clock parade.
2 o'clock, sir.
Beginning tomorrow, August 17th, through till January 2019, the Festival of Fantasy, or whatever the afternoon parade is, because I think it'll change close to Christmas, will kick off at 2 p.m. daily. So the answer to the classic question, what time is the 3 o'clock parade, will actually be changing for a few months there. It'll be 2 o'clock now.
Huh.
They don't make it easy, do they? To be honest, I don't think I've stood in the sunshine and watched a daytime parade in years. I'll be walking by and like, look, there goes a parade. Anyway, on to my next thing. Maybe just because I've been there so many times, but I don't know. I can't bring myself to sit in the sunshine and cook waiting for a parade.
Right. We talked about refurbs at hotels quite a bit through this podcast. One other one that's going on is at Coronado Springs. I think everyone knows about the big reimagining happening there. So as part of that, the main pool area, the one with the big pyramid, will be closed September 4th through December 13th. So pretty much the whole fall. Then the Dig Site Hot Tub, Iguana Arcade, and Siesta's Cantina Pool will all be closed the same date, September 4th, but will not open until January 6th, 2019. So during that time, there are the 3 smaller leisure pools at the resort, but definitely something you may want to consider if you haven't booked a trip there yet in the fall and are a big fan of the pool there, because that will not be available.
Okay.
Looks like Jim has a question there.
Yeah, Jim said, have you enjoyed the Baseline Tap House at Disney's Hollywood Studios? Great beverages, nice cool area to relax in the summer heat. And that would be a yes for me as well. Did enjoy it. On a break from Toy Story Land when I was there. Had fine beverage from Patrick from the official ticket center. And I believe we had a pretzel as well or something.
Yep. Is it indoor seating or is it a patio?
It's mostly outdoors, though. Yes. The indoor is pretty small.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, limited seating indoors, good seating outdoors, right. But there's have some shelf seating and things like that. So, yeah.
Had a very nice IPA there and a big pretzel. It was very, very nice.
Yeah, always loving the pretzels.
Yep. So. Not Mickey pretzels, though.
Paul is asking, is Trader Sam's still going strong? I think so. Every time I've been there, it's still busy as ever.
Yep. The big patio, or I think it's the Tiki Terrace there at the Polynesian. And I feel like that's bigger than the one at Disneyland because they have an outdoor area too. But yeah, I think that helps the overflow there because there's a lot more people I think go out there than can get inside there. I've still never been inside there actually. The few times I've tried to go in there, they're at capacity and they direct you outside to the terrace area.
It's
or
tiny
you can wait.
inside.
Yeah, or you can wait.
The bar takes the whole
long
room
line.
up. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And Patty asked, will we have official meetups for Run ICOT? Still to be determined. Run weekends are pretty tough to have quote-unquote official things other than the beginning or the ends of the races. But typically we have something.
Yeah, usually because every morning we have to get up so early to either run or go and cheer that we're not doing any late night bar hopping or anything like that.
No.
The odd, like, our meetups tend to be like, okay, tomorrow if you're cheering, we're going to be on the boardwalk or something like that. So I don't know, like, we'll have to talk about that.
No, we're gonna have to figure that out and kind of determine what we're gonna do. So stay tuned. We'll probably start nailing that stuff down in the not so distant future.
Yep.
May even reimagine the Run ICOT tees or something like that. So we have something for the weekend. But check out the website at intercot.com. Visit the discussion boards if you get a chance. Great community of people there and new people joining every day. I look through all the registrations when people come in, so it's interesting to see why people are joining, because that is one of the questions to kind of hold off the spammers. I ask them, why are you joining the site? So I guess really
to spam your board, you don't let them on.
No, kind of because I like.
Or do you say, or do they say like, oh, I saw you on Facebook, or?
Haven't gotten that yet, but usually it's planning a vacation coming up, or heard about the site from a friend or something along that line. So nice. I mean, it is interesting. So still pretty active and vibrant community there. Also, of course, visit our Facebook page. You are there, but we post regularly to it, and other social media depending on what you follow, the Twitters or the Instagrams, either one. Lots of stuff going on, and we're going to try and do a better job of posting videos and interesting stuff moving forward. Like I said, Cindy's going to be at the Halloween party, I think, on Saturday. So if you're watching tonight, be sure and check out the feeds then, and with any bit of luck, maybe I will be there at the end of the month. And Justin used my one of my favorite lines, which is tell a friend or 100 about Intercot. He said 59, but
why not? Why stop there? Go for 100.
Why a friend or two? Make it a friend or 100. It's okay. So, but anyway, and be sure and visit our sponsors too. The good old folks from Magical Journeys, who said, thanks, guys. Good time was had by all. Thanks for stopping by, Nancy. Visit them and plan your next Walt Disney World vacation. And also visit the fine folks at the Official Ticket Center. Patrick and crew down there. Get your discounted tickets. Good way to save a few bucks when you're going on vacation, and they'll deliver them right to you at your room or via mail. So cool stuff. But you guys have anything else before we get out of here?
We covered pretty much everything. So
I think we did.
And always more stuff on the discussion board, so check it out.
Yep, absolutely. So there we go. Cue the music. Carolyn's going to play us out with some Bubble Shuffle since we don't have our official theme music on the road. I'm going to work on that too. We're going to work on the technical problems. And we thank you guys for sticking around for 2 hours of Disney talk. Or
not talk when my microphone was broken.
Ghost Carolyn. You were just being a millennial.
Ooh, I was.
Yeah, you were ghosting us. So for Jason and Carolyn, also for Ian and Justin who joined us, and all of you out there, bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Jason refuses to dance.
It's been banned in several states, so have to be careful.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye now.